The objective of the game is to match a puppy with its correct collar and place it in your yard to play. You just need 5 puppies in your yard to win, but it's not that simple. Another player may try to lure one of your puppies out of your yard with a bone. Sometimes one of your puppies will get lost chasing a nut-hoarder when another player yells, "Squirrel!" Still, other times a neighbor will let you know it's time to clean your yard with an Oopsy Poopsy card, causing you to lose a turn. Sound impossible? Well, if you play your cards right, you just might be the first to have 5 puppies in your yard and win the game. First, shuffle the cards well and deal 5 cards to each player. Gameplay is clockwise from the dealer. Players can make only 1 action per turn. I'll explain more about that later. Oopsy Poopsy is a play from hand, then draw to refresh type of game. This can potentially be a little confusing for new players, so veteran players should keep an eye out for those reaching for the draw pile at the start of their turn. Sometimes a player may realize they forgot to refresh their hand after a turn. When this happens, simply allow that player to refresh their hand as soon as they notice. So let's talk about the cards. Puppy cards must have their matching collar in order to be laid down in your yard. There are regular puppy cards and rare specialty puppy cards. More on those later. Collar cards. Collar cards match specific puppy cards and are only played with a matching puppy card on the top. The exception is the perfect collar. It's a wild card or a wild collar. It can go with any puppy. The bone card. The bone card is used to lure another player's puppy out of their yard and into yours. When a bone card is played, the person playing the card must say, "Here, puppy, puppy,"
Here, puppy, puppy. Here, puppy, puppy.
while motioning to a player's specific puppy to come. There are a few rare specialty puppy cards with the words "in a meeting right now" at the bottom. These puppies have a T-bone steak in their mouths and are immune to the bone card. They can never be lured with a bone because they have a steak and are not interested in bones. Squirrel card. A player may place the squirrel card on top of another player's single puppy, causing that puppy to become lost chasing the squirrel. The person playing the card must yell out, "Squirrel," and point in a random direction. The defending player may choose to immediately counter the squirrel card by placing a stay card on top of it, grabbing both the squirrel and the stay cards and then discarding them. A lost puppy still belongs to its owner, but does not count as one of the 5 puppies in the yard. Your lost puppy can only be found by using a dog whistle card on your next turn. No more than 2 squirrel cards can be in a single player's yard at any time. There are a few rare specialty puppy cards with the words "Too cool to chase" at the bottom. These puppies wear a black leather jacket, shades, and are immune to the squirrel card. They can never get lost chasing a squirrel because they are too cool to chase squirrels. Stay card. The stay cards are optional and used only to counter the squirrel and bone cards. When played, the person playing the card must say, "Puppy, stay."
Puppy, stay.
Because the stay card is used as a counter, it will never be played during your own turn and therefore will never be counted as an action. Dog whistle card. A dog whistle is used when one of your puppies is lost chasing a squirrel. It can only be used to call your lost puppy. It cannot be used to call another player's lost puppy. It cannot be used to counter a squirrel card. When the dog whistle card is played, the squirrel card is removed from the lost puppy and discarded. Pet carrier card. The pet carrier card is used to grab another player's lost puppy and take them into your yard.
I'll take this puppy.
The squirrel card and the pet carrier card both go into the discard pile. There is no counter to the pet carrier card. The diploma card. The diploma card shows that a puppy has successfully graduated from puppy obedience school. It is placed on top of one of the puppies in your yard. A puppy with a diploma is too well behaved to be lured by a bone or chase squirrels. The diploma card guarantees that your puppy will stay in your yard until the end of the game. The Oopsy Poopsy card. The Oopsy Poopsy card is played during your turn and causes any player in the game to lose a turn. The person playing the card must hold their nose and say, "Oopsy Poopsy."
Oopsy Poopsy.
It is then placed sideways and face up in any player's yard, even if they do not have puppies. It is a way of informing your neighbor to clean their yard. The affected player's only option on the next turn is to discard the Oopsy Poopsy card. The affected player can still counter bone and squirrel cards if needed. Only one Oopsy Poopsy card at a time can be in a player's yard. You may only make one of the following actions per turn. You may place a single puppy card with the correct collar card in your yard. These two cards stay together for the entire game. You may play a bone card against another player's puppy. You may play a squirrel card against another player's puppy. You may play an Oopsy Poopsy card against another player. You may play a dog whistle card to find your lost puppy. You may play a pet carrier card to find another player's lost puppy. You may play a diploma card on one of the puppies in your yard. If you have an Oopsy Poopsy card in your yard that was placed by another player, your only option is to discard that card on your turn. If you can't do anything, then you must discard any one card from your hand and draw one new card. This action is not optional. If you cannot play a card, one must be discarded. This game supports 2 to 5 players. The fewer the players, the slower the game takes to get going, but once it does, the action can pick up very quickly. It doesn't take long to learn the game, but to master it may take some time. Oopsy Poopsy has plenty of different strategies, an ample amount of bluffing, and most of all, it's truly a lot of fun for the entire family.